and put forward everybody is muted ideas to avoid any background noise, improve the lives, and you're welcome to write comments in the questions in the chat. I hope you have your Oscar gowns and tuxedos on, because a little bit later we'll be rolling out the red carpet, and this event is announcing the winners of the challenge later today. Thank you to our Facebook fans. Let's get through some housekeeping. Translation is also available. Everybody is muted and English. To avoid any social media, we'd love for you to add your voice to the conversation using the hashtag questions in the chat. We do have a team on hand who will try to answer those. So today's event will be divided into 3 parts. And this event is being recorded. First, we'll start with opening remarks from our distinguished speakers. Thank you to our Facebook fans. Then we'll have a short roundtable with 3 of the challenge's main partners. If you're on social media, we'd love for you to add your voice to the conversation using the hashtag, the announcement of the winners. Challenge. The winners will then have a chance to share their presentations with us, so we can learn more about their innovative ideas. First, we'll start with opening remarks from our distinguished speakers in the entire. Then we'll have a short roundtable with 3 of the challenge's main partners. We'd love for you to look at the video trailer for the Disruptive We'll have the moment to understand what this is all about. The announcement of the winners. The winners will then have a chance to share their presentations with us, so we can learn more about their innovative ideas that we hope can be scaled up to restore the landscape in the entire Central Asia region. So before we start, we'd love for you to look at the video trailer for the Disruptive Tech Challenge to understand what this is all about. Let's watch the video. So before we start our opening remarks, we'd love to take a family photo of all of us gathered here. So if I could ask everyone to please turn on their cameras and then put on your best Oscar-winning smile on the count of 3. So 1, 2, 3. Great. Thank you so much. All right, so without any further ado, I'd like to turn to our distinguished speakers. It is now my honor and pleasure to introduce Mr. Husnidin Sharofidinov, the Deputy Chairman of the Executive Committee of the International Fund for Saving the Aryl Sea. The floor is yours.
Пожалуйста, вам слово, господин Шарафиддинов.
Thank you very much. Спасибо большое, уважаемая госпожа председатель.
Thank you very much, distinguished moderator, participants of the event, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the International Fund for Saving the Aryl Sea, allow me to welcome at the grand finale of the Disruptive Tech Challenge of innovative disruptive technologies on restoring the landscapes in the Aryl Sea area. Allow me to thank the World Bank for supporting this activity and the German Kazakh University and the Global Landscape Forum for successful implementation of the project. We are happy that within the framework of the project, special attention is paid to innovative technologies of overcoming the Aryl Sea crisis and attracting young researchers and specialists into this process, which facilitates capacity building in the region and implementation of new ideas on overcoming the crisis. Distinguished colleagues, drying up of the Aryl Sea, which was once the fourth largest landlocked lake in the world, is now a planet-scale catastrophe. The Aryl Sea started drying due to the overdraft of water in the basin. The consequences, the aftermath of the Aryl Sea crisis, had adverse negative impacts on national economies and facilitated irrational use of water in the region and led to mineralization and land and soil, as well as lakes, and negatively impacted various plant and animal and fish species. It also led to desertification, decreased quality of drinking water. Based on certain estimates, the economic losses due to the Aryl Sea crisis amount to hundreds of millions of dollars a year. Asian countries are taking significant effort to mitigate the consequences of the Aryl Sea crisis, but the situation is aggravated by the new climate challenges, and first of all, the climate change, the global climate change, which is becoming increasingly obvious. This explains the need and convinces us of the need to diversify agricultural production, to enhance the productivity of water and industries in the area. This once again proves the relevancy of the Disruptive Tech Challenge to restore the landscapes in the Aryl Sea area, which will make a significant contribution to deploying innovations in the basin and restoring the Aryl Sea basin, as well as to enhancing the environmental security. Tajikistan, as the chair of IFAS, currently will support all the initiatives aimed at enhancing the situation in the Aryl Sea basin, including in relation to water. The accelerated endorsement of the ASBP4 will allow consolidating the efforts of Central Asian countries and international actors in the region. Continuation of efforts on enhancing the institutional and organizational frameworks will allow, engage, and get on board all concerned agencies of Central Asian countries. I congratulate all the participants and winners of the Disruptive Tech Challenge. I'm sure that new ideas and approaches will be born and elaborated in the course of implementing the winning ideas. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you so much. Thank you for giving us the view of the issues and also establishing the relevance and the critical need for new ideas and the potential of disruptive tech. So now I'd like to introduce Mr. Abzal Batabayev, the head of the Department of Forests and Protected Areas of the Committee of Forestry and Wildlife of the Ministry of Ecology, Geology, and Natural Resources of the Republic of Kazakhstan.
Здравствуйте.
He has some technical
Abzal is still joining us right now. Abzal is still joining us, so maybe we can move to Mr. Hokimov for now.
Sure. So if I can let's please welcome Mr. Olim Hakimov, the first Deputy Chairman of the Forestry Committee of the Republic of Uzbekistan. Mr. Hakimov, the floor is yours.
Спасибо. Добрый день, уважаемые дамы и господа.
Hello, dear colleagues, participants and organizers of the challenge. I'm really glad to participate in this event on behalf of the Committee on Forestry of the Republic of Uzbekistan at the grand finale of the Disruptive Challenge 2021. This contest aims to facilitate the implementation of innovative ideas in the sphere of landscape restoration in the Aryl Sea area in the Central Asian region. We know that a new desert, the Aryl Desert, has emerged. Its area is about 5.2 million hectares, covering the territory of several Central Asian countries. That led to the climate change, which is felt not only in Central Asia, but in other regions of the world as well. To improve the situation, we need to introduce innovations, new technologies, because without this, no industry can work effectively. In 2019-2021, more than 1.5 million hectares of protective plantations were established in the Aryl Sea area. In the course of the week, the participants of the challenge participated in the challenge events and presented their projects. All of them deserve attention because they all aim to address the challenges in relation to the Aryl Sea crisis. The proposed technologies and ideas will allow enhancing and protecting the existing landscapes from natural and anthropogenic impacts. I congratulate all the participants of the challenge and winners of the challenge. Allow me also to extend gratitude to the German Kazakh University with the support of the COWAP program sponsored by the World Bank and the UK, as well as the jury members for selecting the best ideas, as taking account of the fact that the challenge has encompassed many participants. We propose to award the ideas that have taken the second and the third places as well, because they all deserve due attention as well. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you so much. Let's move on to our next speaker from the World Bank. Let's please welcome Mr. Steven Schoenberger, the World Bank's Regional Director for Europe and Central Asia.
Well, thank you so much for this opportunity to join colleagues from Uzbekistan, from Kazakhstan, from the Kazakh German University, from COWAP, from the Global Landscapes Forum, from Plug and Play, of course, my colleague Lilia, and of course, the participants and contestants in this challenge. It is truly a pleasure and an honor to welcome you to this grand finale of our Disruptive Tech Challenge 2021 for landscape restoration in the Aryl Sea Basin area. We don't have to be reminded of the environmental disaster that the Aryl Sea represents. Those of you who live there know better than anyone, not only the economic catastrophe of lost fishing and other livelihoods, but also the impacts on health from silicate dust and even on agriculture and other industries hundreds of kilometers away from the sea itself in terms of that fine dust that damages crops and other things. So this is truly an emblematic at a global and regional and local level example of what happens when we just simply do not manage the environment appropriately. But at the same time, it's an opportunity to demonstrate that when we do bring our efforts together, when we focus the science, when we focus the political agenda, when we focus people, when we focus the innovation that we're celebrating today from universities and from other thinkers, that we can reverse, we can turn it around, and we can get back on a path of sustainability and inclusion for everyone. Of course, the environmental damage has not been limited just to the Aryl Sea Basin. The entire Central Asian drylands region is now vulnerable to desertification and land degradation. And this is, of course, further exacerbated by climate change and pollution. It's estimated that without action, and urgent action to adapt and build community and economic resilience, climate change-driven weather variability could reduce agricultural production by up to 30% and regional GDP by 10%, triggering food insecurity and stifling economic growth in the region, while degradation of land is estimated to cost another 4% of GDP of the Central Asian countries. And these are some of the fastest growing economies in the world, but that growth could be absolutely stopped simply by not taking urgent action on environment and particularly on landscapes. Of course, reversing land degradation has great benefits and can truly revitalize many economic sectors while preserving ecosystem services and pave the way for the kind of green and resilient growth that not only the countries of Central Asia are pursuing, but we're all pursuing together at a global scale. So hence, restoring degraded landscapes and committing to better environmental management is truly at the core of global sustainability, addressing climate change, dealing with pandemics and other natural disasters. So to that end, the World Bank's Resilient Central Asia Plus program is targeting mitigation efforts to help rural communities adopt landscape restoration practices and increase resilience to climate change. And it's bringing together Central Asian countries with shared borders and ecosystems to facilitate transboundary collaboration and catalyze the joint actions needed to restore landscapes and livelihoods. The governments of Uzbekistan and Kazakhstan are making great strides in implementing initiatives to reverse degradation and desertification in the Aryl Sea Basin area, and we applaud the governments and the people of Uzbekistan and Kazakhstan for your efforts. Uzbekistan is planting sand and salt hardy trees on the dried Aryl seabed to reduce toxic dust and salt storms. And with the World Bank's support, Kazakhstan is committed to bringing back to life the sea under the North Aryl Sea Revitalization and Development Project, which is currently under preparation. As part of the Disruptive Tech Challenge, the World Bank has partnered with CAWEP, the Global Landscape Forum, Plug and Play, and the Kazakh German University to identify and deploy cutting-edge disruptive solutions to accelerate landscape restoration in the Aryl Sea. Today represents the culmination of many months' work in developing and evaluating the most innovative and cutting-edge proposals. We applaud all the innovators for their creative ideas and commitment to this important cause. All of you are the solution. All of you are what will make the difference and allow us to make progress on this critical agenda. Beyond today, we are committed to continuing to nurture, strengthen, and showcase these innovations, both within the context of the Aryl Sea agenda and the Central Asia agenda, but also globally, and to build strong partnerships among entrepreneurs, investors, educational institutions, civil society, and government organizations to have a long-lasting positive impact on the Central Asia region and beyond. And we are very honored to be your partners in taking this forward. In closing, I would like to extend my congratulations to all the innovators and a special thanks to all participants, partners, and the jury who evaluated the proposals, and of course to my colleagues in the World Bank who have made this important event possible. Thank you again for your commitment to this critical agenda for all of us, and congratulations to all of you for your fantastic innovation. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much, Mr. Schoenberger. Thank you for also highlighting that amidst this very serious crisis, there is hope and opportunity, and the call for collaboration, for resilience and sustainability, and to restore the landscapes is truly essential. So now, to learn more about the challenge, let's hear from Ms. Lilia Burunchuk, the World Bank Central Asia Regional Director.
Dear participants, dear partners, dear colleagues, I'm really delighted to be with you today at this grand finale of the Global Disruptive Tech Challenge competition. You know, from the moment I heard about this global initiative, I got really excited. I visited the Aryl Sea a few years ago, or what is actually left of it today. And we drove for miles and miles and saw nothing but dust, sand, cracked soil, some bushes. And after driving for like a few hours, we never reached the water. It was heartbreaking to see that. And therefore, I was really happy and very supportive of this initiative, which aimed to bring Aryl Sea into the focus of the world's creative minds, to crowdsource new solutions to combat land degradation in the Aryl Sea Basin area and in maybe other similarly challenged areas across the region, and globally learning from this initiative. And it is really great to see how this global disruptive tech challenge has drawn global attention to this local problem and has stimulated creative minds globally to propose innovative solutions. Back in December, I had the honor to co-host a webinar on restoring landscapes in the Aryl Sea, organized by the World Bank and partners. And now, just 4 months later, we are discussing the solutions. And what an incredible achievement. From November to January, the competition received a total of 159 proposals to address landscape degradation in the Aryl Sea in 4 categories: sustainable forestry, agriculture and land management, socio-economic development, and information and knowledge. And these 159 proposals were submitted by innovators from 28 countries from across 5 continents. And more than half of the proposals came actually from Central Asia, from the Central Asian countries, which was really great to see. From January to March, a jury of 42 experts from the World Bank and partner organizations across the globe, including green tech incubators in Spain and India, leading non-profits like Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, and even an author of a New York Times best-selling book on water scarcity. All of them carefully reviewed and evaluated the entries and ultimately selected 24 shortlisted proposals, which you see on this slide. Last month, a bootcamp training on business networking and soft skills was organized to prepare the shortlisted candidates for the challenge event. And another panel of 20 jury members was formed to further evaluate these 24 shortlisted proposals. And let us not forget actually the amazing partners that joined and supported us in this incredible innovative adventure. You see them on this slide, and a big thank you from us for joining us in this initiative and for actually making it happen and for making it a success. And today we will learn about the 4 finalist projects which were selected from the 24 shortlisted proposals. And first, actually, I would like to congratulate of the authors of all 159 incredible ideas on how to make the Aryl Sea a better place for the affected people, communities, and the region. And I really salute you and celebrate your ingenuity, creative minds, and strong spirit. Second, I would like to recognize the authors of the 24 shortlisted proposals for reaching to the final stages of the challenge. And this is actually an enormous achievement to be applauded and celebrated. And you are truly among the elite thinkers and innovators in the world. So a big thank you to you. And lastly, I really look forward to the announcement of the 4 finalist proposals during this event today. And I wish you all success as you bring your cutting edge innovations to life. Congratulations to all of us, and thank you.
Great, thank you so much. And so I must send my apologies from our representative from Kazakhstan. We're experiencing some technical issues that we're trying to resolve. And if he's able to join successfully, we will certainly add that back to our program. But let's now please take a moment for another group photo. So if you don't mind, we'd like to get our cameras on again and do a quick shot of everybody with our distinguished speakers. So on the count of 3, 1, 2, 3. Great, thank you so much. We don't have our red carpet, so we have to bear with us for a lot of this. And now it's time for our roundtable with some of the key partners behind this challenge. So if you can please help me welcome Barbara Janus-Paletta, the Vice Rector for International Cooperation from the Kazakh-German University, and also Cora van Oosten, the Content and Learning Advisor from the Global Landscapes Forum, as well as Mike Zionk, the Vice President of Plug and Play. So let's start the conversation with Barbara. Barbara, with your work at the university, you are surrounded by the promise and energy of young people. Do you think landscape restoration and the entrepreneurship of disruptive technologies can be part of the university's curriculum as we think about how best to equip young people for the skills that they need for a green and resilient future?
Exactly. You couldn't have put it better. I was always thinking so, and now I'm really sure, because having seen this great success and the number of applications from our region, especially because that it's a popular approach in worldwide, that was clear to me. But it was a challenge also to us as a university to think how it will be received in the region. And we have indeed learned that the interest was huge and the capacities of the region to think in the new way about changing the surrounding, having an impact on the landscape, that should be done very sustainably. And we are farther to think that it should be as sustainable as having even a special master program on landscape management for whole representatives of Central Asia as a regional master program in the partnership with the global universities, especially since we are German Kazakh University. We are looking first to our German partners, but would invite any collaborators who would be really interested. So those are the long-term sustainable programs, teaching programs, but I also really believe that such a short programs should be more and more frequent, as our university is trying to implement it already for 3 years in the different programs. This is obviously the biggest one with the World Bank, with the CAWEP program, and with the Resilient Landscape program. I believe that we can go forward having such a good partners also like Plug and Play. I think that those and the global knowledge holders like GLF, and I'm sure that this is not only an offer for students but also for teachers. So, for example, driven by this experience, we have launched actually next week. It's going to be a training for academic teachers. It's like spring school of three weeks for environmental economics. Having this background, I'm sure that we can share it widely through Central Asia and integrate this approach to landscape management into curricula.
That's fantastic. I mean, I think certainly in the midst of the COVID crisis and of course the crisis in the region, we've all learned that we need to be nimble and resilient. And so I love hearing about these short programs that you're coming up with to just really, attack the problem quickly and also try and harness the skills that young people who are living through the experience themselves can actually come up with. So I'm a big believer in the innovation and creative powers of young people. So that's fantastic to hear. Thank you. If we can move on to Cora. Cora, so the Global Landscape Forum has really helped to create the global movement for landscape restoration. And as we embark on the UN Decade of Ecosystem Restoration, how do you think we can generate even more momentum for the movement? And what changes have you seen institutions make as they incorporate inclusive and innovative green approaches to landscape restoration?
Yes, thank you very much, Lana. I forgot to unmute myself. Thank you. I was fascinated by your question, that's why. Well, Lana, you're asking how to generate more momentum for landscape restoration. But somehow I think that what we are currently doing with this challenge is generating momentum. It's what we're doing right now, right? I mean, through this challenge, we are truly showing the world that degraded landscapes can be restored and that innovative technology, particularly if employed by young people, is key. And to be honest, I believe that the focus on the Aryl Sea is just spot on. I mean, we know the Aryl Sea as an example of tragic degradation, but we are changing this narrative here today together. And we're turning the Aryl Sea into an example of successful restoration, which I believe is great. We are changing narratives, we are changing institutions, the global ones, the regional ones, the local ones. I mean, they're all here. We're crossing borders. As we just heard, we're building curricula. We're bringing countries together in this great adventure of restoration. And I believe we're truly showing that a collective landscape initiative such as this one is able to combine conservation and development and make institutions collaborate. And this is exactly the reason why we as the Global Landscapes Forum are so happy to be able to join this challenge and work together with World Bank, the Kazakh German University, CAWEP, and so many others.
That's fantastic. No, I echo all of that because indeed, I think these kinds of challenges give people the incentive to actually put their thinking caps on and be creative. So we actually thank all the partners for their belief in the ability for this challenge to generate real solutions for the people of the Aryl Sea and the region. So if we can move on to Mike, unfortunately, Mike was unable to join us live, but he did send us a video. So we asked him why a successful entrepreneur in Silicon Valley would want to get involved with a tech challenge with the World Bank and partners focused on Central Asia. And so this was his response.
Hello, everyone. I hope everyone is doing well. My name is Mike, and I'm in Silicon Valley right now, and I work for Plug and Play, and it's an honor to be participating in the World Bank Challenge around the Aryl Sea. At Plug and Play, we've done a lot of work over the years with the World Bank, and we're very excited about initiatives that can help with the sustainability of the world and helping challenges that can help with the reduction of water supply, especially in things like the Aryl Sea. We appreciate the initiative that the entrepreneurs are taking and believe that the way that we can really solve a huge challenge in the world like this and make the world a better place is through entrepreneurship and technology. That's why at Plug and Play, we're one of the most active VCs in the world, and we want to invest in as many startups as possible that can really make an impact and actually change that landscape. So one of our biggest trends that we see actually starting this year is the need for more sustainable solutions and investing in startups that can help with better environmental sustainability. We now believe that there's a triple bottom line where you can actually have a positive financial impact as well as having an actual positive impact for something like the Aryl Sea. That's why we've supported this challenge, and it's an honor to look at the startups. And if there is a great entrepreneur that can work in the Aryl Sea and solve this problem, we would love to invest in them and scale them at a global level. We believe that our partnership with the Alliance to End Plastic Waste, for example, is a good start to working on environmental sustainability, where we've now partnered in many countries around the world and different major cities such as Silicon Valley, Paris, Johannesburg, Sao Paulo, Brazil, Singapore, and Shanghai to run this program to invest in and find startups that are helping reduce plastic waste. We believe that when it comes to the water supply, there's also a lot of great entrepreneurial opportunities. And one of the greatest opportunities to help shape the development of a local economy is around entrepreneurship and technology. In 2008, Plug and Play had Barack Obama, the President of the United States, come and visit us to support entrepreneurship in the United States. Since then, we've worked with many governments around the world, and including many world leaders, including the Prime Minister and President of Kazakhstan, who've shown great support for entrepreneurship. So we are very honored to be working on this challenge and supporting entrepreneurs in Kazakhstan. And we do believe that if you can tag into a computer, you can build these solutions anywhere in the world. And if you have a solution that can have a positive impact, we hope to be an investor and enable you guys to grow your business. Please don't hesitate to reach out to me or our team. Good luck in the challenge, and congratulations on everyone's success.
Fantastic. Thank you, Mike from California. So if we could go back to Barbara, I wanted to ask you about the fact that your work gives you a view of the on-the-ground impact of landscape restoration efforts by young people, CSOs, and other players in the Aryl Sea region. Do you have a favorite promising or successful example that you could share with us?
Sure, there are many of them. However, always you could wish for more. And I would indeed say that many very diverse actors, stakeholders are engaged, starting from the World Bank itself, who has planted like hundreds and thousands of hectares of the on the drained bottom of the Aral Sea of the forest. So I think that this is the very big scale. But also you can look at the for example, also well-known Barsekilimesh Nature Reserve, who has been supported by Japanese program of JICA and has planted around 70 hectares of so-called saxaol. So this is like a tree cultivation on the dried bottom of the Aral Sea, which is also one of the ways of impacting and changing the landscape and shaping the new landscape better and more suitable for the further development. So those are like a bigger governmental or governmentally led initiatives. But I would certainly, as a university, I would like to draw the attention also to the educational part when you really go towards the young people and their approach and innovative skills. And here I would like to refer to the research which was also done at our university, where there was a special program on the Aral Sea, where which was focusing partly on land restoration, but also livelihood restoration, where the group of young students, researchers from Kazakhstan, because 2020 quarantine, as we know, all they prepared for a couple of months and then still went to the region for the hands-on experience. And we're working, for example, on the ideas of developing ponds for fish farming on the dried bottom of the Aral Sea to help the local community to find another source of income and improve their social conditions. So this is based on the research, on the evidence, the action on the ground to help people to adjust to the changing situation, also changing climate. And maybe one more example where we really try to do more like awareness raising about how important it is to properly manage the landscape, to shape the surroundings accordingly to the sustainability principles. It's also our annual summer school, where we also are happy and honored to have the support of the World Bank among our German Ministry of Foreign Affairs and other donors, who are allowing students to go to the region and to see and to travel through it, to travel through this desert, going by small boats on the Aral Sea, by looking at the local economies developing, at the local populations struggling and challenges, discussing with them the opportunities and getting the ideas for innovation. That's the idea when they get back home, to think about, to turn their experience, hands-on experience in the region into the true actions on the ground, wherever they live in Central Asia. And we really believe that kind of initiatives, as it was said by Cora, I mean, we should really turn this region into the region of innovations. And I think that it's even like the governmental strategy should be everywhere, and for sure it's in Uzbekistan, to change the landscape of this region into the area of innovation. And I think that with the help of the young people, we can really do so. So I'm really thankful also to the partners, especially the Fund for Saving Aral Sea, but the ministries who have been speaking before, for their wide view and readiness to help to open the area for research and for education for the better future.
That's beautifully said. That's beautifully said. Yes, and I guess it's yet another kind of call for the power of collaboration and partnerships across all levels, from the World Bank to the local youth on the ground who are turning that hands-on experience into innovation and ideas that can really change lives. So thank you for that. Back to Cora. So kind of as a thread on the innovation idea and landscape restoration, I know you have so much experience, international experience, working in developing innovation in the landscape restoration field. And so based on your experience on trying to change behaviors and mindsets, how can we really communicate the story of landscape restoration for greater impact? And do you think initiatives like this Disruptive Tech Challenge could play a role and be part of the answer?
You see, I'm fascinated by your question, so I forget to unmute myself. But yeah, a fascinating question indeed. And I think you're absolutely right. I think this challenge is a good example of how landscape restoration can be portrayed, can be communicated across the globe. We've done that quite a bit at the Global Landscapes Forum. And there's one thing that we have learned, and that is a good communication on landscape restoration must be built on local stories, on the power of stories of people and the power of the cultural identities of these people, inhabitants of landscapes, on their pride. And we discussed this during the pre-challenge with the entire group of candidates, and we realized that the Aral Sea has such a rich history. I mean, it has always been strategically located, you know, at the crossroads of countries, of continents, of cultures, and restoring landscapes is in a way, it's restoring this strength, this pride, this beauty, and making use of that strength, of those local stories. We believe you touch upon people's minds and on their behaviors, because you're touching upon their hearts. And I think this challenge, because of the focus on the Aral Sea, is a testimonial of how landscape restoration calls for regional collaboration and triggers and supports regional integration once you start within the landscape. And from there, you grow, you spread all over Central Asia, and most likely the entire world. And we believe that this is a great message to be communicated. It's motivating, it's inspiring. So count on us. We will communicate this message. We'll do so to amplify the work that you are doing on the ground, at least for the coming weeks, months, or years to come. So count us in. We're your partners in this.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Cora. Well, I would like to also open up for questions to our viewers. I don't know if we have anyone who would like to put a question in the chat, or also on Facebook Live. We're streaming. So if you have any questions, please do send them in. But in the meantime, I actually would like to direct another question back to Cora. Cora, you talked about the rich history of the Aral Sea and the power of local stories. And so I'm a big fan of kind of participatory storytelling in own voices. So I don't know if there's a particularly powerful or emotional one that you might be able to share with us.
Oh, I could share many stories with you, but that would not be fair, because who am I to tell my story? I think you should have a look at our GLF website. We're building a decentralized version of the GLF. We call it GLF-X. And that is actually the platform where people from across the globe can share their stories. On this GLFX platform, you'll find the entire group of innovators who are going through this challenge. And that's the place where they are sharing these stories amongst themselves to make each other's stories stronger, but also to share this with a larger world for all of us to learn from it and to focus on it, to stay tuned and to translate the stories from the Aryl Sea into our own landscapes and create our own stories on how to shape the places where we live and how to shape the world together in that. I'm very happy with our new partnership, particularly the German Kazakh University, who's got such a rich experience. So let's keep sharing, telling and sharing these stories to change the world.
That's wonderful. I couldn't agree more. So everyone, please check out the Global Landscape Forum website and check out these local stories. I love that that's an initiative that's already ongoing. And so I'd like to actually wrap up our little discussion here because I'm so pleased to tell you that we do have our representative from Kazakhstan who was able to connect. So may I please introduce to you Mr. Abzal Baltabayev, the head of Department of Forests and Protected Areas of the Committee of Forestry and Wildlife of the Ministry of Ecology, Geology, and Natural Resources of the Republic of Kazakhstan. Mr. Baltabayev. Are you with us? I hope so. We've tried so hard to get you connected, so.
Здравствуйте, господин Балтабаев. Мы вам слышим.
Да, добрый вечер, уважаемые коллеги.
Good afternoon, dear colleagues. I'm really glad to participate in your event.
Надеюсь, данное будет для всех полезно.
I hope that it will be informative and useful for all the participants. I will be glad to see the presentations, specifically these related to forestry development, and maybe learn from these ideas, learn from your experiences. Thank you very much for the invitation and the possibility to speak and to participate in your event. I apologize for the technical issues with my connecting to the event. I'm currently on the road. So once again, thank you very much and all the best.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We're so thrilled that you were able to join us. And thank you also to our great panelists, Cora and Barbara and Mike. And now I think we are actually ready to move on to the awards. So I am so pleased to introduce Ms. Paola Agostini. She is the lead natural resources management specialist at the World Bank, and she will present the Raising the Star Awards. So Paola, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Lana. So dear innovators, participants, partners, and friends, I would like to really congratulate all the 100 and plus participants, and particularly the 24 nominees on reaching this final stage of the challenge. Really, the hard work, the perseverance in getting all your creative ideas and innovation presented has been so appreciated. It was so difficult to really try to arrive to, the finalists, that we decided to add this new award, the Rising Star, because a lot of the projects really deserve recognition, as our representative from Uzbekistan also told us that we should give awards also to the second place and the third place. So we added these Rising Star Awards. The winners of the Rising Star Award will be awarded the Votum blockchain credential, again, a very disruptive idea, and a grand prize of $1,000. So without further ado, I'm pleased and honored to announce the proposal that are going to receive the Rising Star Awards. In the agriculture and land management category, The Rising Star Award goes to, yes, the Nutritive Hydrogel for Water Preservation and Land and Soil Aeration. This was presented by Zarkin Imanakunova, Jordan Aubrey, and Jan Lekots, representing Raincatcher and the Kyrgyz Republic. The project proposes to use eco-friendly hydrogel to save up to 80% of the water for irrigation, for soil fertility, and for restoring land and agricultural yields. Congratulations to this team. Next one. We have a sustainable forestry category. The Rising Star Award goes to a seed within a seed, regenerative agroforestry solution for landscape restorations. This was proposed by Nigora Izamidinova, Neil Spakman, and Mehmet Bougsia, representing Regenerative Resources, Mediterra, and the country of Uzbekistan. The project aims to restore the land in the Aral Sea Basin by developing regenerative agroforestry scheme, customized to the local climate, markets, and landscape, which consume significantly less water than the dominant rice and cotton growing schemes, and make more water available for the Aral Sea. Congratulations to the team. Next, in the socio-economic category, the project that is winning the Rising Star Award is Aral Basin News on the YouTube channel Land and Water Central Asia. The team is composed by Andrei Mituzov, Beknazar Ziyabidin Ulu, Merojidin Rajabov, and Zanaya Kaibulina, representative different countries in Central Asia and Germany. The project aims to engage local people and communities in environmental issues by creating a video channel with news about the environment and positive practices in the Aral region that will be easy to understand by the general public. Congratulations to the team. In the information and knowledge category, the jury decided to give special recognition to actually 2 Rising Star proposals that had equal evaluations. So you understand how difficult it was for all of us. So the first Rising Star Award goes to remote sensing of degraded lands using drones that will make possible to assess the germination of crops and monitor the quality of the crops. This was presented by Maksat Tuganbekov and Timur Tamenov, representing the country of Kazakhstan. The project proposes the use of remote sensing with drones to look at the degraded landscape, to evaluate crop germinations and monitor crop quality. Congratulations to the team. The second Rising Star Special Recognition Award in the Information and Knowledge category goes to ProAccess, to provide open access information services for better land and water management, by Annemarie Klasse and Mektedel Andriessen, representing the company ProAccess and the country of the Netherlands. The proposal calls for the provision of an open access satellite data products tool and services for advanced data interpretations developed in collaboration with local experts. So with that, I want to congratulate all the winners of the Rising Star Special Recognition Awards, and really congratulate all of you, and ask now for a family pictures. Turn on your video in honor of our Rising Star Award. With that, back to you, Lana.
Great, thank you. Maybe we can have a round of applause for all of our rising stars. Well done, everyone. Very exciting and testimony to the fact that there was so much innovation that we had to create, and even another whole category to make sure that we recognized all the creativity and the great ideas out there. So well done. And now it's the moment that we've all been waiting for. We are now going to announce the winners of the Global Disruptive Tech Challenge of 2021. So please let me introduce Ksenia Livalsky, the Environment and Natural Resources Practice Manager, who will do the announcements for the agriculture and land management and the sustainable forestry categories.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Lana. So dear colleagues, innovators, participants, partners, we really approach a very exciting moment. On a very exciting road so far. My colleague, Sasha Dumena, and I have the honor to announce the winners of the Global Disruptive Technology Challenge. But first, let me extend congratulations to all 24 teams which have been nominated to the final stage of the channel, to the final stage of this challenge, because your innovative ideas have been really impressive and invaluable. And I also would like to thank all those more than 100 who participated in the entire event, and to thank the jury for a very hard job of selecting the top 4 winners who will be announced shortly. So we will announce one winner in each of the 4 categories. The winners will be awarded with a Voting blockchain credential and a grand prize of $5,000 US. So the winning project in the agriculture and land management category is Transforming Salty Lands into Rich Agricultural Landscapes by NETEC's patented GeoWall land cultivating technology. This innovative project was proposed by Jeep Koster, Yvonne Wolbeda, Hugo Ekelenkamp, Michelle Zuiderwijk, and Herman Mondil, representing company NETEX and the country of the Netherlands. The project proposes to use GeoWall land cultivating technology to stabilize dry, salty lands and immobilize pesticides and fertilizers, so they cannot be dispersed by wind and dust storms. The project is expected to improve health of the people and communities impacted by toxic air created by these dust storms, and create jobs in those communities. Congratulations to this team. So the next winner is in the sustainable forestry category. And the winning project is Aryl Honey Gardens. This is proposed by Natalia Akinshina and Azamat Azizov, representing Uzbekistan. The project proposes to transform the entire region by creating plantation of trees, grass, shrubs that will bloom continuously from April this month to September and attract bees, greening the land, improving soil quality, developing beekeeping and other forms of agribusinesses, thus creating jobs. Congratulations to this team. Really excited about this, both these kind of projects. Thank you. Over to you, Lana.
Wonderful. This is so exciting. So let's keep going and find out who else is going to come home with the $5,000 award. I'd like to hand it over to Sasha Dumena, the country program coordinator, who will announce the winners in the socioeconomic development and information and knowledge categories. Sasha, take it away.
Thank you very much, Lana, and congratulations to all the winners so far. So it's my honor here to go over the other 2 awards. Just as a reminder, again, the two awards will receive a vote on blockchain credentials and a grand prize of $5,000. So here we go. In the socio-economic category, the winning project is the capacity building of women on rational and effective water and land management on the base of Women Water Forum. This was proposed by Kairi Niso Razulova, Miyasa Bobakhanova, Shohida Tulieva, and Farzona Mahmudova. They are representing the civil society organization Association Women and Society in Tajikistan. Now, the project's aim is to increase the knowledge and strengthen the skills of women water users on rational and effective management of water and land resources, utilizing Women's Water Forum as a capacity building platform and other methods, technologies, and mentoring. The project's aim is to build a bridge of regional cooperation with leading projects in Kazakhstan, the Kyrgyz Republic, Tajikistan, and Uzbekistan. And I should say here that I'm a big, strong proponent of of regional integration and regional cooperation. So I'm particularly pleased to see that this project has won. So congratulations. And I think we should take a picture, correct? Okay, very good. So congratulations to that team. And then I think this is the final award. Not the least, but just the final. And again, thank you very much to everyone who participated. And this is now the award for the information and knowledge category. And the winning project is, drumroll, I think this is actually, I actually already like the title of this one, which I think is quite unique. So the Sentinels for Sustainable Pasture Management, application in the Aryl Sea region and Central Asia. This was proposed by Emmanuel Tsiros, Apostolos Kateris, Dimitra Rapti, and Ioannis Kapanidis. They represent the company CART Eco. It's an environmental and energy engineering consultancy in Greece. So the project proposes to implement the SenSpa tool, an innovative online cloud-based system for sustainable pasture management, offering a wide range of pasture-related products. The SenSpa app will advance the tool application in the Aral Sea region and scale it up in the entire Central Asia region. Now, I think this is really amazing. So again, congratulations to all the winners so far. I'd like just to say that all of you exemplify the innovative spirit and great minds that the Aral Sea, the region, and actually the whole world needs. We all know climate change and other issues are really at the forefront at the moment. So I'm really pleased that there was such great participation. And in fact, actually, I'd like to see the impact that all of these projects will actually have on the ground in practice. And I really like to hear back from all of the winners and others to see how has this impacted and how it's been implemented. So I think we should really have some event to showcase the implementation of all the winners. So thank you very much again for all your contributions and great ideas to help this region. Thank you so much. Back to you, Lana.
Wonderful. That's so exciting. So I think we need to stop sharing the screen so we can all gather for yet another family photo, but we do really want to celebrate the winners and be able to share this out online. So if everyone can get their cameras on and we can get a great family photo with our winners. And we can also just all be giving everyone a round of applause for all of the amazing ideas and energy and innovation. And hopefully we can take these things to scale. And I love Sasha's idea of kind of doing a follow-up to see, the progress. And perhaps if this becomes an annual event, you can invite the previous winners to do a little report back on what's happened in the past year with this innovation. So adding more work to everyone's plate. So now, without any further ado, we'd actually like to hear from our winners. So let us turn to the winners from the agriculture and land management category. The team from the Netherlands will tell us about their proposal on transforming salty lands into rich agricultural landscapes by Netix, patented geowall land cultivating technology. So I believe Jip Koster from the team will present the idea. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Can I share my own screen or do you share the screen?
I believe we have your presentation.
Okay, that's fine. Hello, everyone. First of all, thank you very much for this opportunity to give yet another presentation about our idea. My name is Jip Koster. I'm a sediment engineer at Netix. We are a company, a consultancy and engineering company that is specialized in the cultivation and stabilization of soft sediments all around the world, which is perfectly aligning with the building with nature principle. And we can, with our technology, transform the salty lands of the Aryl Sea into rich agricultural landscapes. Next slide, please. Netix is active in more than 16 countries already. And with our partner, Witteveen and Bos, we also have a boot on the ground in Kazakhstan with a local office. Next slide, please. And the Aryl Sea currently is severely degraded, which leads to poverty, global impact by dust storms, but also many other problems. And currently many solutions have been proposed for these problems. Next slide, please. And but we are unique in finding a solution which is focusing on using the sediments of the lake bed as a key source for our solution. By combining the sediments of the lake bed with the sandy soil around the Aryl Sea basin and seeds and binders, which are already locally produced, with some small machinery, we can produce the geowall seed blocks, which are wall-like structures that can be placed all around the Aryl Sea basin and will turn the Aryl Sea basin from dry to green again. Next slide, please. And the geowall seed blocks are a holistic solution facing the many problems on many domains. First of all, we can increase the water retention because of the rising organic matter levels in the soil, and we can raise the water levels in the Aryl Sea. Next. Secondly, we can recover and stabilize the nutrients that were once lost to the Aryl Sea lake itself and now on the lake bed, and create fertile lands again. Thirdly, we next, please. We can generate, because of the fertile lands, we can generate agricultural profit without the need of any irrigation. Fourthly, next slide, please. We can prevent, because of the stabilizing effect of our geowall, we can prevent from the global dust storms occurring. Fifthly, we will partner up with local farmers, local contractors, and local suppliers to make this idea an idea of the whole Aryl Sea community. And sixthly, we try to inspire the communities with new ideas for the use of sediments, such as walls or houses, which can help further applications with sediment. Next. And what we want to do, next to the advantages of this geowall, we also want to propose to use two types of crops, which are the cameline and the safflower crops. These crops can ultimately produce oil, seeds, and tea, and many other products, which are currently highly trending on the market in Kazakhstan and surrounding countries. Next to these, also these cameline crops are highly productive and have a really nice business case. Next slide. We calculated that without any initial funding, we can already have a return of investment of about 6 to 7 years, and have every year after that a profit of 500,000 Kazakh tengers per year per hectares, and also capturing CO2, which is good for the climate. Next slide. But with some small funding of about 50 or 80%, we can have a return of investment of about 1 to 2 years with the same profit and CO2 capture. which makes this opportunity also really profitable. Next. And as Netix, we are partnering up with Witteveen and Bos, with our local shareholders, but also we would like to, with the prize money, we would like to develop our idea further with the help of many other partners, which could be universities, local contractors, but also local also other winners that can help us further develop our idea. Next slide. Because what we believe as Netix and Witteveen and Bos is that the idea of restoring the Aryl Sea is all about believing that the locally available resources have the value to restore the Aryl Sea again and bring back the Aryl Sea as it once was. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you, Yip, and to your entire team, congratulations. I can see why you all were chosen as the winner. So we would love to hear from our next winners from the Sustainable Forest category. This is the team from Uzbekistan who will tell us about the Aryl Honey Gardens. Over to you. Natalia and Azamat.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for your decision. We are very excited and we are very happy to present you our presentation. Let's start. I will speak Russian. Наша идея заключается...
So, the main idea of our project, you can look at this picture and actually see our idea as it is. So this is on the left, you see what Kyrgyzstan landscape looks today, and on the right-hand side, you see how it can look tomorrow. So the aim of our project is to establish plantations of special gardens with different trees and grasses and shrubs, honey-bearing plants. And we plan to establish them on degraded landscapes of today. Our today is not only about innovative technologies of how to grow plants. Honey gardens provide a good way to combine the needs of nature and people. Honey gardens are a good way to solve many local issues, social, environmental, and economics. We want to give local people a chance to enhance their environment and surroundings. Our project consists of several components which are intertwined, and the central one is mixed plantations of honey-bearing plants. These plantations will be special. We plan to establish artificial communities of trees, grasses, and shrubs with different flowering periods, which in some time will transform into stable and sustainable ecosystems. They will include local representatives of flora and fauna, salt and frost resistant. The second block of our project is devoted to technologies and increasing germination, because as the majority of our gardens will be established from wild growing plants, and their germination is a challenge today. The third component of our project is strategies and technologies of planting in the context of acute water stress. So we will use diverse technologies of planting trees, including without water whatsoever. The fourth block of our project is related to water efficient technologies, irrigation technologies, but not only irrigation, but water collecting technologies. Our project will become a great platform for deploying various innovations and technologies in many in sectors, agriculture, beekeeping, energy, garden keeping, and so we want to combine all these great innovations and ideas within the framework of one project. This project will have a significant environmental and social impact. It will allow creating new jobs, new income. It will allow changing the landscape, increase the land productivity, and increase yields of adjacent agricultural land. It will help mainstreaming and boosting the business activity in the area and turn the Republic of Kyrgyzstan and the Aryl Sea area into the area of sustainable development. Our business model is based on effective partnerships, public-private partnership. As I mentioned before, we plan to establish gardens and nurseries and gardens to grow saplings of plants. It also includes beehives and honey production, and around these three main types of activities, other business ideas will develop. For example, plant production of medicinal, apitherapy, tourism, consulting services, because we need to train people on new types of activities and business activities. Our project is highly scalable, and we expect that every year the area of our gardens will grow, will go further and further away from the Amoria River into the desert. They will penetrate into the deserts, and there will be a huge network of gardens will be established. So in several years, we expect to get the first return on the investment. Also, this is an environmentally and family-based business for many generations to come. This is not an idea for just one day or for 1 year. It's for many, many generations to come. We conducted a SWOT analysis for our project, and so our strengths include, first of all, the attractiveness of the idea itself. Indeed, the idea is very nice, and it can become even a national action program for the Republic of Kyrgyzstan, and Kyrgyzstan may even get a new brand like the Aryl Sea honey. Then these strengths include integrated approach, public-private partnerships, applicability, and local suitability. And I think that the desire of local people and this desire on behalf of the government will determine the success of our project. Of course, we understand that with the award comes a huge responsibility, and we'll do our best to make this idea a reality. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Natalia and Azamat, and congratulations again. I cannot wait to taste that honey from your project. And now let's move on to the winners of the socioeconomic development category, the team from Tajikistan, on capacity building of women on rational and effective water and land management on the base of Women Water Forum. Over to you. Do we have Kairiniso Rasulova on the line?
Здравствуйте, уважаемые коллеги. Hello to everyone.
Hello, dear colleagues. Hello to everyone.
Hello. Hello. Здравствуйте, уважаемые дамы и господа.
Hello, dear ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for this opportunity to present our project once again.
Возможность реализовать его.
Thank you for the opportunity to implement our idea.
I am representing the project team from Tajikistan, and it's my broad honor and pleasant to your attention. Let me to make presentation in Russian and present you the idea of involving and activating women in decision making in the field of integrated water resource management. Как вы видите, наш проект был направлен
As you can see, our project focuses on rational and wise use of land and water resources based on the existing platform of the Women's Water Forum. So I will be demonstrating your presentation. Why this idea? Because the population of Tajikistan has been growing. Previously, 2019, it was a little over 9 million. Now it's 9,300,000, including 49% of women are not utilizing their capacity and potential in the water sector of Tajikistan. And so our question that we ask ourselves, how can we allow our women to use their capacities? The reasons for low participation of women in water and land management is predetermined by the gender stereotypes and mentality, domestic commitments. It also prevents them from getting quality education, and barriers to quality education for girls predetermines their low level of knowledge and skills and lack of competencies. In its turn, this is the reason for their low level of access to resources, both economic and natural. Next slide, please. So what's so innovative about our idea? This water forum was established in 2019, but we have held 3 meetings already, focusing on gender challenges and gender violence in the water sector and land management. Our idea, or main aim, is to build the capacity of women as a tool for rational water management and supporting the saving of the Aryl Sea. In the majority of cases, Central Asian women, including women from Tajikistan, are nominally considered to be landowners, but they lack the necessary knowledge and competencies, and very often it's only exclusively men who do that. So WWF aims to unite women who have achieved success in the sphere of water and land resources management and demonstrates their capacity and competencies. Our experience shows that by raising women's status, we can increase their self-confidence and will become more successful in implementing their ideas and projects. Our approach is innovative because we want to make the Women's Water Forum a sustainable platform. It's not a one-time event. It's this platform was established with the framework of the Serdelia Water Initiative dialogue, which allows making the women's voice heard. Our forum plans to build the capacity of women by way of online trainings, mentoring, online and offline study tours. It will also allow attracting other women into the dialogue and into the forum. Our slogan is achieving gender equality, or achieving gender equality through the development of women's self-awareness. Next slide, please. So what results do we want to achieve? So Women's Water Forum as a sustainable and stable platform, being such a platform, it can become a sustainable platform for dialogue, platform for exchanging good practices and experiences of successful initiatives in Tajikistan and other Central Asian countries. In its turn, based on the experience of other women in water and land management, can positively impact water resources management in the Aryl Sea area in general. we saw that the more women we teach, the more children we teach. And that's why we want to conduct online and offline training seminars for women. The Women's Water Forum has become an information engine or driver, which allows transferring, collecting the information from common people, from local communities, mainstreaming it, transforming it into reports and recommendations to government authorities. And these government agencies, after receiving the evidence-based recommendations and reports, are more willing to address these issues on the local level. And that's how our platform allows driving the process. Thank you very much for your attention, for your support, and we hope that even more women will be able to get skills in the sphere of water and land resources management, thanks to your support via the Women's Water Forum.
Thank you so much. As a woman, I am so happy to see the kind of focus on gender empowerment of your project. So I wish you the best of luck and many congratulations. Fantastic. And now I'm pleased to introduce the winner of the Information and Knowledge category. The team from Greece will tell us about Sentinels for Sustainable Pasture Management, an application in the Aryl Sea region and Central Asia, SEN-SPA app. Emmanuel, over to you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Is it possible to share my screen?
I believe we have your presentation, but okay, I'll let the tech people manage that.
Okay. Can you see the screen? Thank you very much for this great opportunity and welcome to the presentation of SenSPA app. I'm Emmanuel Tsiros, remote sensing expert in Carteco, and I'm very proud and honored to be here and present to you our innovative tool. Let me start by introducing our team. Dimitra Rapti is our rangeland expert, Ioannis Kapanidis, our OT expert, and Apostolos Karteris, our business development expert. We all work in Carteco, and we all share the same passion of bringing innovative solutions into real-life problems. You may ask yourselves why these guys target pastures for landscape restoration in the Aral Sea region. In Central Asia, rangelands cover 65% of the total land area, whereas in the Aral Sea region has long history in pastoralism. Rangeland degradation in Central Asia has been dramatic, affecting the livelihood of local populations. That's why restoring degraded pastures is essential for landscape restoration in the region. To do so, stakeholders need updated information to take decisions about sustainable pasture management. But tools providing such information are missing for the targeted area. That is the gap that we want to fill in. SenSPA is your tool for sustainable pasture management. The tool, developed under a program of ESA, funded by the European Space Agency, provides information regarding forage production, grazing capacity, plant cover, and pasture conditions. Users can integrate their own data so we can develop site-specific models to take into account the particularities of each region. It is a cost-efficient solution because it uses freely available satellite data and reduces the need for field visits, which are time and labor expensive. Monitoring cost can be reduced by 80% by the use of the SenSPA app. I don't want to get technical here. I just want to show you how the tool works. Open, freely available satellite data are combined with users' field measurements, so our experts can develop site-specific models and train the system in order to produce pasture-related products by using only satellite images. The system is hosted in the EO Merlin platform of GMV, having unprecedented processing resources and great scalability. Interaction with users is accomplished by a user-friendly, very easy to use interface. Who can use it? A wide range of users covering all groups of the pasture management and monitoring ecosystem, namely governmental authorities, policymakers and decision makers to assist decision making and planning of pasture management and restoration strategies, livestock farmers and farmer unions to assist the managing of their herbs more efficiently, industry to get information on status of pasture and livestock production, governmental, intergovernmental organizations and non-governmental organizations to facilitate monitoring of rangeland conditions and coverage. And last but not least, the scientific community to retrieve data and facilitate the research. Key target audience are the livestock farmers who most of times don't have access to such information. As a highlight, I would like to present you the grazing calculator of the SenSpa tool. The tool provides simplified information for pastoralists. It's very easy to use. There are 3 simple steps. Select area of interest, select year, select the grazing season. And by the push of a button, it calculates grazing capacity. And now our farmer is happy. We believe very much in our system. It's an innovative tool supporting sustainable pasture management using up-to-date information and site-specific models. It's cost-efficient, web-based service accessible from anywhere based on the exploitation of open Earth observation data. Such tools are missing for the targeted area, and our system has been already tested and verified in real-life conditions and already working in 2 pilot regions. A business model is already in place, and we believe that the winning of this challenge will boost the promotion of SenSpa and advance its application to the Aryl Sea region. Closing, I would like to stress that the use of the system will result to socioeconomic and environmental benefits. Locally adapted sustainable pasture management is expected to contribute to reach 5 United Nations Sustainable Development Goals by addressing pasture degradation and contributing to landscape restoration, optimizing animal production, reducing costs, increasing household income, employment, and investment. So let's go and make grasslands greener in the Aryl Sea region. Thank you very much for your time, and thank you very much for this great opportunity. Don't forget to follow us on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. Thank you very much.
Great. Thank you so much, Emmanuel. That's amazing. I love the link to the SDGs, and it's great to hear that you have pilots ongoing already and that this prize will enable you to scale up, because that's exactly what this challenge is all about. So if we can just take a minute to, everyone, can you just unmute? I think all of our winners and all of the challenge participants deserve a great round of applause. So let's really honor everybody. I'm sorry we're not in person to do that together, but this has been an enormous, this has been an enormous amount of energy and talent and creativity. Yes, everybody, woo-hoo, you can let loose.
Bravo!
I wish I had some champagne, but I'm tasting you with my water. Great. So, and now if we can all go back to our program, but just a light and wonderful wrap up from Manon Casara, the environment specialist, for our closing remarks. Manon.
Thank you, Lana. And dear friends, thank you again for being with us today and sharing this incredible moment with our team and the winners. Now that the challenge touches upon the end, I want to say that the adventure doesn't stop here for us, because beyond the grants that will be distributed, a mentorship program awaits the winners and rising the stars of the challenge to further accompany the innovation and paving the next steps towards sustainable and impactful businesses. Actually, also the shortlisted 24 proposals will be also featured in an ebook that will be published on the challenge webpage and our partners platform for full visibility of their innovative proposals. So please stay tuned on this. We will definitely keep you in touch. Also today, during our roundtable, we also touched upon bridging science, technology, and business. And this came quite as a fascinating experience through the challenge. We can also proudly say that the partnerships, cooperation, and networking events during the preparation phase created a really solid and fertile ground for our community of practice. And nevertheless, we acknowledge that education, knowledge, and engaging all the generations of experts and practitioners is and will be the catalytic element for sustaining the spirit of the challenge. That's why the team is also discussing other products that we'll be implementing over the next month. And it might be a MOOC or something else. And ideas are actually very much welcome. So stay tuned. And last but not least, and definitely the most important, I really want to use this last minute of our meeting to express my gratitude to the challenge team. You might have seen and understand that our team spans over very different continents, but the work and quality of the effort and support has been really outstanding. So another round of applause for the team. And thank you again to our WellBank team, and especially Paola and Xenia for your support and always believing and encouraging us. I think this is now the right time of the day or evening for many of us to say cheers. To cheers. Let's just cheers to our participants, partners, team, and a fantastic new generation of innovators. Thank you. Over to you, Lana.
I couldn't have said it better. Thank you so much, Manan. Thank you to the team for all your hard work. And thank you, of course, to the partners for making it possible. And thank you to the innovation and the genius of the young innovators who all participated and were recognized today. This has been a really exciting event for me to be a part of and to learn so much from all of the innovation that is there in the region. So I wish you all the best. Thank you so much for joining. Don't forget to amplify all that's been shared today online with the hashtag #TechChallengeCA. And with that, cheers again to all of you and have a wonderful rest of your day, afternoon, and evening. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Well done. Bye-bye to everybody.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank
you very much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Great.
Thank you all.
Bye.
Excellent. I
Great.
want to implement all these innovations.
I think it will be really great start because in case of my channel Land and Water CA, I can say it is really great opportunity to present this prize globally